Have you ever met someone who believed their power, their success, could last forever? It's a tempting thought, isn't it? But today, we're diving into a story that peels back the layers of power and pride, revealing a universal truth that humbled a king before the universe itself. Once upon a time, in a vast and wealthy kingdom, there lived a king whose pride was even greater than his magnificent crown. He ruled with an iron fist, his authority unquestioned, but his heart lacked compassion. Every single morning, without fail, he would stand on his golden balcony, surveying his sprawling lands and declaring to anyone who would listen, all this prosperity exists because of me. I am the sole source of my people's fortune. His ministers, draped in finery, would bow in silence. Fear kept their true thoughts locked away. But deep down, they all knew the king's arrogance was a veil, blinding him to the world as it truly was. This blindness, they feared, would one day be his undoing. Then, one fateful afternoon, a traveling monk appeared at the palace gates. He was a simple man, dressed in worn, humble robes, and he requested an audience with the king. The palace guards, amused by what they saw as foolish boldness, decided to let him in, perhaps for their own entertainment. The monk entered the grand throne room. The echo of his footsteps, a stark contrast to the opulence surrounding him. He bowed deeply before the king and said, "Your Majesty, I come bearing a gift, the wisdom of the unseen." The king let out a booming laugh that bounced off the marble walls. "Wisdom? From a beggar? Tell me, wise monk, what could you possibly teach a man who already possesses everything?" The court chuckled along, eager to please their ruler. The monk, unfazed, simply smiled. His calm was a quiet rebellion in itself. "I can only offer that which cannot be owned, Your Majesty, humility." The king's amusement vanished, replaced by a deep frown. Humility is a trait for the weak. For the common folk, I am the ruler of this world. My power is absolute. The monk's reply was soft, yet it cut through the tension like a blade. "Even the sun must set, Your Majesty. No one, not even a king, rules forever." Enraged by this challenge to his authority, the king bellowed, ordering his guards to throw the monk out of the palace immediately. As they dragged him away, the monk didn't resist. He only glanced back over his shoulder, his eyes filled not with fear, but with a profound certainty. "In 7 days," he called out, "you will remember my words." That very night, as if the heavens themselves had heard the monk's prophecy, a violent storm of unprecedented fury struck the kingdom. Lightning, like celestial spears, split the palace roof. Raging floods swept through the villages, washing away homes and livelihoods. Chaos reigned supreme. By dawn, the throne room was filled not with laughter, but with panic. Messengers, breathless and mud-splattered, rushed in one after another, each bearing more devastating news. The king's vast granaries, the symbol of his provision, were destroyed. His mighty army was scattered, trying to manage the disaster. His people were no longer prosperous. They were in despair. For the very first time in his life, the king was utterly silent. His immense power could not stop the rain. His mountains of gold could not calm the rising waters or the rising tide of fear in his people's hearts. The monk's words echoed in his mind, haunting him, even the sunsets. On the 7th day, just as he had promised, the monk returned. He walked barefoot through the muddy, debris-strewn streets, his presence a beacon of calm in the devastation. The once arrogant king, now humbled and broken by the forces of nature, saw him approaching. He left the broken shell of his palace and walked to meet the monk. Before all his subjects, the king bowed low. "You were right," he confessed, his voice heavy with newfound understanding. "I thought I had everything, yet I see now that I am nothing without humility." The monk placed a gentle hand on the king's shoulder, a gesture of profound empathy. "Now, Your Majesty, you understand true power. It is not found in ruling over others, but in mastering yourself." From that day forward, the king was a changed man. He ruled not with pride, but with wisdom. He governed not with authority, but with kindness, treating his people as his equals, his partners in rebuilding their world. And the kingdom flourished once again not through fear, but through shared faith and genuine compassion. And so, the quiet, inescapable law of our world played its part, reminding us all that pride, no matter how high it climbs, will always fall, and humility, no matter how low it seems, will always rise. Because in the grand design of the universe, we are all just students. We are all here learning the same essential lesson. True, lasting greatness doesn't begin with a crown or a title. It begins with humility. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more reflections on life's deepest lessons. I'll see you in the next one.